There's no ministry for this. There needs to be. This is a ministry for this. And take off the religious baggage around the term ministry. Ministry means service. Okay? And we are providing a service to the kids, to their parents, to the moms. There's something special about a mother's love. Special. That's how we're programmed. Our brain is meant to absorb. It doesn't judge. It just finds things that are on a loop and it creates quicker ways to get there. That's why these kids can play, because their brain is on lock. They figured out how to do these things and just understand what they're watching, and they're controlling people doing bad things, bam, and treating women like crap, and you can do anything on those games and they think it's funny. I don't judge the young people in the room. It's not, it is your responsibility, but you do what you see. So many parents are not even paying attention anymore. Just don't cause too much trouble. Not my kid. It's never your kid until it is. And these guys were, they're hated and feared, these men. But behind every one of these men, white with a blue stripe, there's a mother. I went to Ukraine right before all this drama started. Went into a prison there, went into a youth detention camp, did a tour of churches. Anyway, I couldn't get into the prisons I wanted to get into, and that's where I was supposed to go. And so they kept blocking me. Kiev has not approved your paperwork, and so I was like, well, what do I got to do to get pushed through? I came all the way across the world to get in these prisons. And they said, well, we'd like to meet with you. So I went down to a State Department, and I went into this very official building and up all these steps. And I went into a room with these dudes with big green hats, and they're all looking at me, and I've got a translator, so they're translating, and this is like the KGB, what it was. And so they started asking me these questions through a translator. Mr. Cummings, we know who you are, we know what you do. We've been checking you out long before you ever came to our country. You will not be going into our prisons. We want you to know we're watching your Facebook, we're watching your Twitter, we're watching your YouTube, and I'm sitting there like, man, this sounds serious. But when you got a translator, you almost feel like you're not there, you're just watching them talk. And I'm like, man, this doesn't sound too good. And so they said, so when you go back to the United States, we'll be watching you. And I'm like, really? KGB? Watching The Power of Peace Project. It's just me. No, it's just me. So they said, now this is the funny part, they said, we know where your funding comes from. I'm like, I don't even know where my funding comes from. I mean, when y'all figure it out, KGB, why don't you send me a memo? Let me know. Because it's been smoke and mirrors, really. It's been a dream, and it started with a thought. It was an idea, is all it was a crazy idea. You ever have an idea pop in your head and you're like, dang, I ought to do that. And then life happens. Tonight, you're here because you said, man, I need to do that. You might be moved tonight to do something more. And this little idea took me to prisons all over the country. 26 states in the last 3 years. 4 different continents. Why? Because this generation is ripe for a peace movement. They've never had one. Young people, what's the closest thing to a peace movement that they've had to get their teeth into? They're ready and they're hungry. This is a birthday party right here.
Yes.
That's the way I visualized. 50. For some reason, I've seen it coming, for a little while, but not in the typical way. Some people dread the 50, although 50 is the new 30. All right? Right. Y'all told me. Yeah. Oh, now I got you. Some of y'all are now you're with me. All right. Okay. But anyway, I just have. It hasn't even been like a sense or a hope or a maybe. I just know that 50 was going to be a shift. And so I've been looking so forward to turning 50. I couldn't wait. And so when I started, trying to figure out, well, how do you celebrate? What are you going to do? And people are like, man, what are you doing tonight? You got to get crazy. I'm like, well, I don't do that anymore. But this is an idea. This is what I envisioned, was getting some wonderful people together and having, a special cause.
you should know that having fun's on our mind. I can't deny it. We party all of the time, but now you should know that, you know, having fun's on our mind. I can't deny it. We party. We party.